for special occasions like Valentine's. 1-800-Flowers has the best bouquets and deals around, like a dozen assorted roses for $19.99, or upgrade to 2 dozen assorted roses for $10 more. Y'all heard me, fellas. To order, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/ESPN. Don't make me tell y'all again. I'm trying to tell you right now, you don't want your woman mad at you Super Bowl weekend. Buy the roses. It's $29, okay? You take out the Houstons or something, man, you're going to spend more than that. Get her the flowers. Look at her. Hey! That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. 888-SAY-ESPN. It's 888-729-3776. Super Bowl champion wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Hines Ward. Are you there, sir?
I'm mad at you, Stephen A., man.
What I do?
Man, you got me all across the town. I need to be face-to-face. Remember, I helped get you this gig a long time. That's how you repay me, man.
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
That's messed up. But you're supposed to be a Steeler guy. This is how you treat me.
I got nothing but love for you. You know that.
This is how you treat me, man.
But Progressive is paying for all of this, man. They got me a desk, a studio, and a home. I didn't see you giving up that money when people paid you to be places.
All right. I'm sorry.
What's going on, Big Time? How you doing, man?
I'm blessed. I'm so blessed, man. Super Bowl 53 is going down here in Atlanta, my hometown. Good folks, good food, good people, and, of course, you got the great nightlife. You know, I wouldn't know anything about that.
Whatever. Please. Listen, man, you came here. You represent Hyundai today.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what you're doing with that.
Man, you know, Hyundai brought me and Ed Reed together. You know, that's a big thing. We sat in the car together. We did the Sunday night promo for Steelers and the Ravens, man. So that's the first time we've seen each other since we left the gridiron. But I'm really here with Hyundai to help promote their new shopper assurance program, to help make that car buying experience a little easier. You know, you have to deal with the slick talking salesman when you walk into it. But also check out Hyundai's YouTube page to watch their Super Bowl commercial by Jason Bateman. It's pretty funny there, Stephen A. You got to YouTube it, man. Check it out. It will be run, I think, the first
definitely
quarter.
will.
Yeah, check it out.
I definitely
got to pay bills, too. I got to pay bills, too.
Somehow, some way, I think you can afford them better than me. But we'll get into that subject another day. Hines Ward, you know, we've talked a lot about this Super Bowl 53 encounter between the Patriots and the Rams. We've talked a lot about Tom Brady. We talked a little bit about Jared Goff. We certainly talked about Aaron Donald. Yep. We've talked about the running backs and Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson. We've even mentioned Sony Michel. What we haven't mentioned enough are the receivers, and Edelman for the New England Patriots, or Woods and Brandon Cooks, a former Patriot, by the way, who's with the Los Angeles Rams. How do you see the receivers performing in this particular game?
Man, it's hard to go against Edelman, man. The guy has fly paper on his hands or something. Every time Brady throws the ball, he finds a way to come up and make plays, especially in the Super Bowl. He made some crazy catches when the Patriots came back and defeated the Atlanta Falcons. So I just remember all the plays. But Brandon Cooks, Robert Wood, those guys, man, great route runners. They just have a nice rapport with Jared Goff, man, the two combo right there. I mean, it's going to be a shootout, man. But anytime, I don't know, I put my money on Brady and Edelman. Those guys been there, done that, and they just find a way to get it done.
If you had to pinpoint specifically why the Patriots are here in the Super Bowl this year, what would it be?
Coach Belichick. The way he holds everybody accountable, even when they look vulnerable, Stephen A., they still had the number 2 seed. That's crazy. Even when and this was a down year for the Patriots. I mean, Julian Edelman was out the first 4 games. I mean, Gronk wasn't healthy all year. And Tom Brady, time and time again, continues to win with less on the field than any quarterback that I ever met in the history of the game. This guy just finds a way and gets it done. He makes everybody around him great. And, you know, I just don't see the Patriots losing 2 Super Bowls back-to-back.
Let me get this straight. You don't see Tom Brady falling off a cliff?
No.
Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
You don't see Tom Brady, his skills having dissipated? He's not what he used to be. Father Time has kicked in like some unnamed people from First Take that I won't mention. You don't see that?
No, because he doesn't have the weapons around him. So they have to – their offense changed. And you know Coach Belichick, I wouldn't be surprised if he put Sony Michel and James White in the backfield and spread everybody out and go just – throw it 50 times a game. I wouldn't be surprised if the New England Patriots did that.
How can the Rams win this game?
You got to play aggressive. You got to play aggressive with the New England Patriots. You can't sit there and try to play conservative, run and on first and second down, try to convert on third downs. I would come out the gate and let them know and throw a bomb on the first play. But I think the key, though, is Aaron Donald and Sue getting pressure up the middle. If you can any way, disrupt Tom Brady, it's not the pass rush on the outside, it's the pass rush on the inside to get him out of his spot. If they can do that, if those two guys can be disruptive, the L.A. Rams have a chance to win.
Hines Ward, former star receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, former Super Bowl champion receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers, right here with us on the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio, ESPN News, on behalf of Hyundai. I got to get into a subject that's relatively uncomfortable, but I don't know of too many people on this planet who could answer this question better than you.
Yes.
What the hell happened to the Pittsburgh Steelers this year in your estimation?
Embarrassment. I look at AB and great talent, and I'm not going to put this all on AB. Like, I'm not excusing his behavior, but I just think with AB, Coach Mike Tomlin, I mean, you're the head coach. Some of this falls on your shoulders. I mean, we have too much talent for our team not to be in the Super Bowl. Coach Tomlin, we have a saying in the locker room all over the facility, the standard is the standard. But the culture in Pittsburgh that exists now is not the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not. We're talking more about the Pittsburgh Steelers off the field rather than on the field. And I think that starts with the head coach. As far as I look at the Patriots and I look at what happened to Malcolm Butler. I mean, a guy who they just completely, hey, you came in late to a meeting, so we're going to take you out of the Super Bowl. But here's a guy who just helped you win a Super Bowl 2 years before that. But Coach Belichick, he ain't trying to hear that. He don't care. He holds everybody accountable. And I think for Coach Tomlin, he has to lay down the law. He has to do that with his own team. And then you take Ben Roethlisberger, who you do a weekly.
That's where I was going.
You do a weekly radio show, and you constantly putting guys out there and criticizing guys. We had one rule. You had Jerome. You had Casey Hampton. You had Brett Keisler. You had Joey Porter, James Ferrier. We had one rule. It was pretty simple. Keep my name out your mouth when you're talking to the media. That's it. If we talk about brotherhood in the team, in our organization, we're family, we're brotherhood. Come talk to me outside of the media. You can come talk to me man to man. Hey, I think you need to do this. Hey, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this. You don't have to keep putting it out there in the media.
But let me ask you this question about Big Ben Roethlisberger, Hines Ward. Is it immaturity? Is it an absence of leadership? Or is it one of those situations where he is just scared to absorb his share of responsibility in situations like this?
That's the case. I mean, when the quarterback, you're naturally put in a position to be the leader on the team. But when you wear that C on your chest and the age, like he's on the latter part of his career, I hold Big Ben to a higher standard because you know better. You know better. And you got to rally the guys in the locker room because they look at what you do. If you go out there and you constantly week in, week out throwing guys on the bus, that's why the offensive linemen, they're criticizing Le'Veon Bell. Well, I make this much. He wouldn't make this because you open that can of worms when you start criticizing players and your captain is doing it. What are the other players going to do? They're going to feel like they can do the same thing. And I think for Antonio Brown, he was just fed up with it because at the end of the day, we as receivers, we're dependent on the quarterbacks. We can't really do what we can do if the balls aren't thrown our way. So when I hear stories about Big Ben said, well, I just won't throw you the ball, then that's a personal attack. Because then now you messing with the livelihood. You messing with my business. You messing with me putting food on the table for my money.
Right.
For my family.
So if that's the case, Hines Ward, then what is do you have an issue with Art Rooney II coming out and saying that he doesn't see Antonio Brown being back here?
Listen, when the president calls your phone and you don't respond to the president who pays you a lot of money, you got serious problems. Like, that's the first number that you pick up. You see, I got Mr. Rooney in my phone, and if he called me right now, Stephen A., I got to get off the phone with you. I got to talk to Mr. Rooney.
That's right.
And so for Antonio Brown to not respond to the guy who pays your check, that's disrespectful. And Mr. Rooney, he doesn't say much. He's not one of those owners that goes out there and talks to the public and this is what my team needs to do. He sits back and let the coach do their thing because that's why he paid Coach Tomlin. But when he comes out and he makes a statement like that, you best believe it, he's angry.
So before I let you get on out of here, is there somebody that has to go, or does everybody stay if Hines Ward is running the show?
They are all grown men. Let's sit down. We 30 and above. We sit in the room and say, Ben, hey, I don't like when you do that. AB, I don't like when you do that. Mike Tomlin, this is how I'm going to run my team. I don't like both of you guys doing anything. Ben, stop talking about players. AB, stay off social media. It ain't about you. It's about the team. You got to buy into the team because that's the standard of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You grown men, sit yourself in the room, lock it out, hash it out, bring a couple brewskis in there and talk. And then when you leave the meeting room, say, hey, let's go out and win us our 7th Super Bowl. That's what it's all about.
That is my sentiment exactly, because I'm here telling you right now, Antonio Brown's a bad brother. I ain't traded him.
He is.
I don't give a damn what anybody says. Where I'm going to find another Antonio Brown from? He ain't going nowhere. He's under contract. I don't give a damn about your feelings. Go to a therapist. Get over it. Ben Roethlisberger, do something about it. But I'm paying y'all.
Exactly.
You ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
That's where I'm coming from. Hines Ward, appreciate you, bro. Is it fair to say you got the Patriots winning this game?
Yes. I don't bet against Brady. I've seen it too many times.
Yeah. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. We're running each other soon. All right. The one and only Hines Ward. Brought to you by Hyundai, right here with Stephen A. ESPN Radio, ESPN News, 888-SAY. ESPN is 888-729-3776. This is the Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN News, ESPN Radio. Gentlemen, stop lounging around. Be active. Take your girl out. Go to a game or a concert. Get tickets to something. Plus, the NBA season is heating up, and the time is now to jump on those tickets. I'm sorry.